Hey guys, my name is FierceDeityMahesh and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. And in the last episode, we completed a lot of quests around the mountain village and we arrived here at the Goron at the shrine. And we also learned the intro to the lullaby. And in this episode, it's time to hopefully make the baby stop crying, so I hope it'll work out because we have learned the intro of the lullaby. So anyway, here we can go ahead and open up the entrance towards the Goron, the shrine, by going ahead and just doing a pound. So here we are once again. As you could tell, he is once again crying to all glory, which is pretty much irritating and obnoxious, if you will, because hearing it 24 hours a day is not my cup of tea, because yeah, so now let's go ahead and just play the intro of the lullaby. If I can remember, there you go. So we have gone ahead and played the intro to the lullaby, and let's see what goes ahead and happens. Okay, so apparently he knows the next part, which is pretty good, and at least he stopped crying, which is amazing. And I'll sing the next part. So A right left, A right left, right A. Wow, there's 2 notes and you couldn't remember it. Amazing, seriously. But anyway, now we can go ahead and learn the full song, and this is gonna be the Goron lullaby. So it's actually a new song for us, which is pretty amazing, if you will. So it's A right left, A right left, right A. So it's a pretty nice song, if you will. And here is a pretty, an emotional thing, because as you could tell, the father is incredibly old and this child is incredibly young and small, which is kind of weird, because he is the age of about, I think, of 98, I will think so, because he looks that old. So I think I can take it as that. But anyway, as soon as we play the Goron, the song, the lullaby, he immediately falls asleep. So that is pretty good. But unfortunately, at the same time, all of the other people around will also sleep, because it's very weird. Because if you play a song, all of them will sleep, which is pretty weird. But at least now, no more of obnoxious stuff, guys. And now we have a few things to do here in the Goron shrine. You guys may think what we have to do over here, because it doesn't seem like there's too much to do here, but there are quite a few things which we can do here as of now. So if we can take off our bunny hood, or rather take it on and take off our I can take on our deco sticks. I keep saying take off, but take on our deco sticks and light all of the torches around this area, a certain thing will happen. So you have to be pretty quick about this. If you have the hood, that is the bunny hood, it's going to be incredibly important, and it's going to be incredibly helpful and useful. So I would go ahead and ask you guys to do that to help yourselves. So wow, we can just write that there. So here about just 3 more are left, which is pretty good. We are doing this pretty fast, I should admit. But anyway, here is the last one. If you can slide this one, and there you go, guys. We've gone ahead and lighted all of them, and that causes these torches to kind of revolve or rotate, if you will, because it's kind of for rotation. And here is the rock, like a sirloin, which we'll have to actually, oh wow, I just didn't mean to jump there, but there's actually a rock sirloin over here, which you can actually obtain by cracking these pots with the help of the roll of the Goron, which is rather impressive, if you may ask me. But it's gonna be pretty tough. I have failed at this a lot in the past, which is not the best thing to do, but I hope I will be able to do this well. And sometimes you will be able to do it on the first try itself, which is amazing. Sometimes you may not be able to do it. It all kind of depends upon RNG and the speed in which you make your way. Oh wow, I didn't hit anything this time around. I don't really expect that to happen, as you do have to hit at least something, so we can make our way back. I don't really want to fall. Oh my gosh, why does it keep happening every single time? Because it's just a narrow path, which means can't really roll properly, which is why it is very obnoxious and irritating to roll. Wow, that was pretty close. But anyway, here we are back once again, and I am probably about to save here because I do not really want to waste time over here because it's not an important area to waste time. And if you can just roll quickly and hit at least one of the pots, it would be amazing. I think we will hit at least one now. Oh wow, that wasn't the one. So basically, like just hit each and every single of them, and finally you will obtain the rockstar line again, guys. Over here we have obtained the rockstar line, and that is due to the amazing thing like of editing, guys. So here is the rockstar line, which is kind of like a meat on a bone, but it's not really a meat, it's kind of like a rock on a bone, which is kind of weird. But now we can actually so like we have to make our way back to Mountain Village and give this rock like this thing to the Goron who is hungry up over there in like a certain alcove, if you will, because I don't think it's an alcove, I think it's kind of like an entrance to a certain area. So he will actually help us to obtain another mask, which is of course useful for 100% completion. And even though like this mask is not very useful, it will help us to obtain like a piece of heart in like the end of the game, or a little bit more what do you say, like a little bit more of farther ahead. So wow, I stopped that, so that is not good. So here like you can't roll, because like if you roll, like you will kind of just leave it behind, and that is not what you want to do whatsoever, because if you do that you will not be able to take it there, and that is not is what is meant to be done. So even though the Tektite like my hurt is, don't you be afraid about that, because it's not a huge deal. And even though like they do attack us, like they will not cause a significant amount of damage, which is pretty cool. Now we can make our way towards like the alcove in which the hungry the person is like that is like the Goron, and he's over here. So whoa, up here, yes, I'm sorry, like yes. So basically he is very cold and hungry, and he has not eaten in very long, and he has got stuck there. I don't know how he got stuck in like an upper reach, which is pretty weird, because like usually like, he's supposed to be stuck in like a lower reach, but this is kind of weird, and it's all just like the weird logic of video games, guys. But anyway, oh, like my energy is returned to me. I'm coming down now. Wait one moment. Yes. So he is back to energy now, and we can obtain like the mask which we need to obtain as of now, and that is going to be pretty good. So I wondered who it might be. Why a second? Oh wow. So like everybody thinks we are Darmani, like the legend, which is pretty good. At least we can obtain like some respect. But anyway, here we like have obtained our like a weird mask, if you will, because it's like the dawn. I don't really know how to say like the next word. I think it's Gyro's mask. I don't really know, because it's a weird way of saying it. But here we are done with everything like we need to do here in this area, and we can make our way towards the entrance of the next temple. Yay, that is pretty good, because we have to take on like another temple, as it's been a very long time since we have actually taken on a temple in like in all of its magnanimity and beauty. So yes, let's go ahead and just make our way here, and here is where a lot of rolling takes place, which is not my cup of tea. So I've gone ahead and saved here for 1 sec, because I don't really wish to go ahead and do this over and over again. And if I do fail this, I will do this again. And I don't know if you guys could already tell, but I'm actually post commentating, which is, oh wow, that is just perfect. I just knocked off a wall. Amazing. Wow. So let's go and just roll one more time. If he fails one more time, I presume we will go ahead and just stop, and I will meet you guys just 1 sec after we actually make our way to where we need to be. No, that is pretty bad. Not where I wish to be anyway. But here we are, guys, like in Snowhead, and there's like a lot of rolling ahead, and you guys need to be super careful about that. And here is where the temple lies, but as you could tell, there is a very huge Goron whose name is the Big Goron, and he has no other intention than like to blow a snowy wind to go ahead and not allow us to enter into the temple. But we are the heroes, and we will do as much as we can to go ahead and save like this land, guys. So here are some snowballs which you can kind of restock on some items like bombs, magic, health. So what's that? Something in the middle. So like it's a blizzard. So it's like a huge Goron, and like this NPC was there in Ocarina of Time as well, and he will help you to make the strongest sword in the game in Ocarina of Time. But this game, it's kind of different. He doesn't have a huge role, just to go ahead and block the entrance towards the next temple. So here we can go ahead and play the Goron, like the lullaby, to go ahead and make him fall asleep. That is because even though he's so big and everything, like he still will sleep, because it's kind of explanatory. But I don't really seem to remember the song, which is not that good. 1 sec, let me just go and just try to play it. There you go, guys. We've gone ahead and played the Goron on lullaby, and let's see like what goes ahead and happens to the big Goron. As you could tell, it's pretty self-explanatory, but he is about to fall asleep, and we have now opened the entrance towards the next temple within the game. Not bad, guys. We are doing quite well. Yeah, so I should admit. So now, even though we aren't about to take on the temple itself, I should probably just soar my way back to Clock Town, as we can do like some things there. As like the video is too short as of now. It's very, very short, if you will. But now we can just soar back to Clock Town to do some cool stuff there. So now here we have soared back to Clock Town, and we can do some cool stuff here. So as usual, we are back in South Clock Town, as this is the only owl statue in like the entirety of Clock Town, which is kind of a disadvantage, because if you do not have too many of them, you will just soar to a certain area, and even if you don't want to make your way exactly there, you will, which is not the best of things, but whatever, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and quickly just deposit our 157 rupees that like we have in our wallet, because we don't really have any use of it than to go ahead and deposit it inside like the bank, because we do need to deposit around 5,000 at the end of the game, I think, to obtain like a heart piece, which is a lot, and I have experienced that a lot in the past, and it is very, very hard to obtain it. So just mark my words on that. So now yeah, so but like, however, the 5,000 rupees will be obtained much later on, because it's not really required as of now, because if 5,000 rupees, that's not really required, guys. But anyway, here I've gone ahead and just reset time, so that we can go ahead and take on the temple itself, because we don't really have anything like more to do, because we have really completed everything like we need to. And let's go ahead and just, wow, I just played the song of time. Why? That is pretty bad on my part. But at least we can go ahead and press no. But oh wow, I actually pressed yes. Okay, whatever. That is pretty lame on my part, I should admit, but not a huge deal, even though like we will waste about like a few, about 2 minutes or 2 seconds. It doesn't matter, because we are anyway about to go ahead and reset time, and resetting time will automatically go ahead and save the game, which is amazing. So now here we are for the second time on the download of the first day. Just 72 hours remain, but 72 hours are a lot, guys. If you guys have experienced like this game, you guys would understand that. So now let's go ahead and just slow down the time. Actually is what I meant to do even that time, but yeah, we can go ahead and then slow down the time and finally make our way towards the Snowhead Temple and take on this temple. Now mark my words, guys, this temple is much harder than the Woodfall Temple, though not super hard. I'm just gonna go ahead and just say it straight up, because it's gonna be pretty tough if you don't know like what you're doing. But luckily I do know almost like the things I have to do, which is kind of good. So here we can soar to Snowhead and finally open up the entrance towards the Snowhead Temple, and like we have to do like the whole thing again as we reset time. So overall a huge waste of time, and here is the rolling part to the temple itself is one of the most irritating in this entire game, as like I'm not really like a huge expert at it, because rolling straight and everything is not really like my cup of tea. But let's go ahead and quickly just play the lullaby and just make him sleep. So yeah, so there we've gone ahead and just played like the song, and just like the whole same thing again, and we have played the Goron Lullaby, and we are good to make our way towards Snow Temple. Wow, the same thing happens again. Okay. Oh my goodness, this thing is extremely long. My goodness, this is very long. But here he'll go and fall down. I hope he'll not get hurt because, wow, that is a huge rumble over there. But I don't think he's got hurt because he's incredibly huge, which is kind of an advantage in this situation because normally it's not. But I've gone ahead and saved the game once because I did not want to go and fail and waste my precious time by any means. So we're gonna obtain ourselves a fairy. Oh my goodness, I have already failed, which is pretty amazing, if you will. But let's go ahead and quickly try to roll our way to where we need to be. Wow, that is pretty good. So now let's go ahead and make our way here. So here you have to make your way all the way to this area. Come on, no! God, that is so close to, oh my goodness, this is very, very hard. So I'll meet you guys in just one sec. And welcome to the Snowhead Temple. The most icy temple in this game because there are a lot of ice physics, and overall it's a very, very long and tough temple, though not the hardest. There are a lot more hard temples in this game, and here are some white bows who will kind of attack you like, if like you're not cautious enough. So here we can just go ahead and just take out these snowballs of magic that have magic, and I'm going to do something a little bit stupid here. It's going to roll your way to this area, and it's equipped like a Goron's mask. So like, the Goron will not be affected by lava. So it's kind of an Easter egg to Ocarina of Time because they used to live in a mountain itself in like an active volcano, which is kind of weird because now they're staying in an area like that has complete snow, which is kind of contradictory and juxtaposing. But here are two stray fairies with arrows which you can go and hit, and then go and just equip like your fairy's mask, and you will obtain two fairies at the same time at one go. So we have we have obtained ourselves two stray fairies pretty quick on that, which is pretty good. But now we can go and just make our way upstairs and finally just roll our way towards like, the other side to finally start this temple, because we haven't actually started it. Like we have, but not potentially, because we just obtained like this two stray fairies and we have a lot more to go. Like guys, just trust me on that because we have a ton more of this. Wow, what did I just do? Okay, fine. So anyway, these ladders are pretty well I don't know, built, I think, because like, they look really, really well detailed and all, which is kind of not expected from a game like that was released in 2000, which is quite a considerable amount of years back. Oh gosh, I just fell down again, didn't I? And like for the game to like have started or like have released in 2000, this game was extremely good because 2000 is about like 17 years back, and a good 16 to 17 years back is a long time. And like they didn't have so many things back then, like, but still they were able to make an incredible game which has so many cool things like physics and everything else, which is kind of impressive, like on Nintendo's part, I should admit. So now here we can roll and just go and just try to make your way straight and try to not be affected like by these freezers, because they will kind of freeze you. There you go. And we have made our way to this ledge, and now we can make our way towards this room, which actually has one stray fairy and like the dungeon map. So we are doing pretty well already. It's only about 7:30 now. So here we have obtained ourselves our third stray fairy. Like guys, here is a real bomb shoe. I think these are upon which like the actual that's like the item the bomb shoes have been inspired from, which is kind of a nice reference. So here we can open up this chest and obtain ourselves the first item of the temple, and we obtain like a dungeon map. So not really that useful, but once again, like 100% completion, it is more than required. So we can go and just jump if we can. There you go. And now we can make our way towards the next room to finally make our way into the hub room of this temple, which has a lot of cool things. So here, as you could tell, are some levels. So by levels I mean there are like a lot of layers in this temple, like with like a lot of intricacies and everything. You guys will enjoy it thoroughly. So here first of all we can just go and make our way towards like the down area, because like I know it's pretty stupid and like on my part, but trust me guys, it's very useful, as here is a very important stray fairy, like which is like a lot of people do not remember like to pick up, which is very bad, because like you can't enter like this area after like a certain time, which you guys will understand soon after. And how did that stray fairy not be obtained by myself? So we obtained ourselves like a 4th stray fairy, just about like 11 more, which is kind of good, depending upon how much time we actually spent in this temple already. So now we can go ahead and make our way towards the actual room and not make our way down like a stupid idiot. And finally, let's go and make our way to this room having the golden, I guess, border. And here is 2 blocks having Majora's face in it. So just go ahead and grab them backwards and just so here is a huge block bottle. So like you could do this with the assistance of the Goron, or you could do this with the able assistance of Link himself. So here just push them all the way to like the end of this room, and even though like a chest will like and even though like a chest will spawn and like we can't obtain it as of now, like we can obtain it very soon, so keep a good eye out for that. So here is another one of an important item, if you will, because this is like a small key, and this will help us to make our way towards like the next major room we have to make our way to. So if you just open up this door, if Link can do it properly, there you go. So now we can make our way here, and here is a room that is kind of it's yeah, like it's like I don't know how to go and say that. Like it's like an ice door, if you will, because it's filled with ice. And if we just go and just shoot an arrow through this torch's flame and make our way here, we will make our way back to the first room. But this time around, just don't go and make your way, oh, not here, to the room which has like this small keys lock. So here, let's go ahead and just make our way here, and don't bother about anything else in this room except for just obtaining like the compass over here, which is again really fast in this temple, as we have just entered this temple like extremely early, and now we have already obtained like a lot of items. So now guys, let's go ahead and just take out like your blast mask, and I'm gonna do something like a little bit stupid here. So like just go and just explode it like by not having like a shield on. And you guys may think, why would I do that? Because there's actually like a stray fairy in the crate above, and like you won't be able to crack it unless you go ahead and not use your shield. So here is our 5th stray fairy, and we can finally make our way towards the next room. So as you can tell, we are doing pretty well, if you guys like do agree with me. So now we can make our way to this room, which has a lot of these stalactites. So be very careful, as they can just pierce through you, which is kind of weird to think about, because it's just like an icicle and they can just go through you. So just go and just strike these stalactites at the top to just go ahead and just save yourself and do yourself a favor. So you have gone ahead and just hit this, and here we can make our way here, and be very careful about like the stalactite, because it could fall down on you, and I'm pretty sure it will, because it always does. And that is pretty bad on my part, even though like we didn't get hurt. Getting hurt and it is like not dying is much much more better like wasting time. So here if you take out like a lens of truth, you will see here is a hidden alcove with like an icicle, I guess, like a barrier. Oh wow, how does that keep happening? I have no idea, but anyway, here if you just go and just make your way there, you will be able to finally make your way towards that area. So if I can just keep myself properly, there you go. And we have finally made our way to this alcove, which has another wonderful stray fairy. So you could kind of make that out by like the complexion of the chests, which is kind of good. Now we can make our way towards the next room and hopefully go ahead and continue onwards. Why do I keep just doing that? Because it's not what I expect to do, but due to some odd reason I'm not able to do it properly. So yes, now we can go and just jump here, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do with the bunny hood if I position myself properly. Oh gosh. Well then, this is gonna take a little bit of time, but be prepared like to see some epic fails, guys, because I really do hope I will be able to make my way this time around, because I do not really don't really wish to waste time, but I'm not really positioned. There you go, perfectly. We made our way there, and here is a huge snowball, which you might think like we can't even do anything with it, but if you just go ahead and take out your mask, or if you Goron's mask, you will obtain another small key, which is kind of weird because like, it's an extremely important item and they hid it in like a snowball, which is not a thing which most players like will actually notice. Yes, this room is one of the most interesting rooms, guys, and in this room there's something which is actually happening wrong. So basically like my emulator is a little bit bad, which is why I can't really see like the invisible stray fairy above us, even though we have like the lens of truth. But I'm gonna try to do it invisibly. Like it's actually above over here, which is pretty far away. If I can just strike it properly. So there you go, guys. And as soon as like you hear like the weird sound, you will know that it is a good, nice stray fairy, and we can finally make our way to where we need to be. So here we can just go and equip like the Great Fairy's mask and obtain the next fairy. So here is a room which has like a lot of white bows and switches and time switches and a lot of other crazy things. Yes, so now we can finally just go ahead and equip the Goron's mask, and because like the switch is too huge for the just for Link to go ahead and just press it down, the Goron will have to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and just jump our way over here and just crack these crates. Actually, not really, it's not even required. So here is like some other switch, like so all of these things are actually timed, which is kind of an unfortunate thing, as like you won't be able to do this well if you're not a big expert at this like how I am. But anyway, let's go ahead and just make our way here again, guys. Like, just be sure to follow exactly as how I'm doing, or else you will have to do this whole thing over and over again, and you will waste a considerable amount of time, which you will not want to do by any means. So here we can go and make our way up. Wait, not really upstairs, up switch, I guess. I am making weird jokes now, but anyway, here is where the annoying, obnoxious rolling thing starts. So let's go and just roll your way to like the other side, guys. I can just absolutely like the actual start, because there's like a lot more of this kind, guys, and you need to be very careful. Okay, what just happened there? What the heck just happened? Which is pretty weird, but if I can roll my... no, I can't. I guess I'll have to make my way back there, but luckily here is a ladder. Like actually like in like another area, like in which it's harder to do it, even when like there's no ladder wow, I didn't mean to get frozen by that. Whatever, let's go ahead and quickly make our way towards this side if I can, please. Now come on, Link, come on. What? Did I really just make my way back down? Oh my goodness, I am not doing well now by any means. Oh my goodness, this is pretty bad indeed. Should probably make my way towards this. Shut up, you wolf. I'm pretty sure this is the room. There. And there you go, guys. Now we can finally make our way towards this room. A whole lot of backtracking involved. Looks like you don't do this properly, but luckily I know how to do this properly. The problem is sometimes I just do go and just fail very badly, and that is very annoying if you do understand how I feel, guys. But anyway, here we are back in this room. Oh no, this whole thing again. Why? Okay, let's go ahead quickly. Just go ahead and just do this once again. I am very irritated with this now because it's so annoying to just keep doing like the same block puzzles over and over again. Actually, like, it's not really a block puzzle. It's like a switch puzzle. But the same thing, honestly, but not really a huge deal because if we can do this quickly, if we are smart enough to do this. But if we are not, that is when we will have to go ahead and do it all over again. So here we are, and I hope we can do this pretty well because I really don't wish to waste like a lot of time, as you guys could already tell. And here we're almost over with it, so I shouldn't really rant so much because ranting ultimately is negative and like will make a negative impact on the video itself. And even though like it may cause like some negative, like some support to me, overall it's not a huge thing to go ahead and rant because it doesn't really share a positive vibe whatsoever. So here we are about to go ahead and make our way to this room, or not really this room, like this area. And here let's go ahead and quickly just try to do it again. Come on, no. Why does this happen every freaking time? It does not even make sense to me. It's just so simple, but because the Goron just won't work properly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just save once because I do not want to do this over and over again. It's not what I wish to do by any means, guys. As even though the waste time, it's very boring to do like the same thing over and over again. Yeah, there you go, perfect. We made our way towards this area. Now we are finally able to make our way. Wow, that's pretty weird. Like I just knocked my microphone there. I'm sorry about that. But as I was telling you guys, it's a very irritating thing like to just do like this same thing again and again. But here we are at the room of the mini boss, and this mini boss, guys, as soon as you battle him once, he will keep respawning and he'll keep reoccurring everywhere in the game. And those of you who have played the game know exactly like what I'm talking about because you guys have experienced this in the past. So here is a mini boss whose name is Wizrobe, and Wizrobe is a very I don't know, he's an enemy who is not at all, he's not polished by any means. He's extremely like disfigured, if you will, because he's just like an old man who just shoots things of ice out of his wand of sorts, and there he was about to hit us, but we were lucky enough to go and escape. And here he will go ahead and switch up to phase 2, in which he will spawn some fake things of himself, which is not gonna make it much harder, especially like over here, but like later on in the game it gets a little bit more tougher. Though overall like this boss is an incredibly easy boss, and if you know how to do this actually, well, you are completely saved, guys. So that spawns a chest, and guys, like this chest has the special item of the temple. So here we will obtain ourselves a very nice cool item, and that is like an upgrade to like a normal arrows, and that is gonna be the fire arrows. So I think I'll end like this episode here because we have completed like the boss. So thank you so much for watching like this episode of Majora's Mask, and be sure to just leave a like and comment on what you want to go and see in like the next video, and be sure to share it with a friend, and we will see like what we can do to save the land of Termina. And be sure to leave a like once again, and I will see you all next time as we are ready to go ahead and continue like this temple. And bye.